story of the loving deer. Long ago, in the lush forests of India, there was a magnificent deer named Nigrodha. He was the leader of a large herd of deer that roamed freely through the forest, living in harmony with nature. Nigrodha was no ordinary deer. He was wise, compassionate, and deeply caring towards all the members of his herd. His loving kindness was so great that he was beloved by all the creatures of the forest. One day, a new king ascended the throne in the nearby city. This king, unlike his predecessors, was fond of hunting. He declared that he would go hunting in the forest to bring back the best game for his court. The king's men set up traps and nets all over the forest, making it dangerous for the animals to roam freely. The deer, unaware of the dangers, continued their daily routines. But one day, as they were grazing peacefully, the herd of Nigrodha was caught in a large net set by the king's hunters. The deer struggled and panicked, but the more they tried to escape, the more entangled they became. Nigrodha, seeing his herd in great distress, remained calm. He knew that panic would only worsen their situation. With a gentle and soothing voice, he spoke to his herd, "Dear friends, do not fear. Stay calm, and we will find a way out of this together." But the net was strong, and the deer were unable to free themselves. Seeing no other way to save his herd, Nigrodha decided to offer his life to the hunters in exchange for the freedom of his followers. When the hunters arrived, Nigrodha approached them with a graceful and composed demeanor. "O hunters," Nigrodha began, "I am the leader of this herd. If you must take a life, take mine, but please spare the others. They are innocent and should not suffer for my sake." The hunters were taken aback by the deer's words. Never before had they encountered an animal that spoke with such wisdom and selflessness. Moved by Nigrodha's noble act of loving kindness, the hunters decided to release the entire herd instead of capturing any deer. They returned to the king and recounted the extraordinary encounter they had with the wise and compassionate deer. The king, upon hearing the story, was deeply touched. He realized the greatness of Nigrodha's heart and the profound message of compassion and loving kindness that the deer embodied. The king immediately issued a royal decree. From that day forward, no one in the kingdom was allowed to harm or hunt any of the animals in the forest. The forest was declared a sanctuary where all living beings could live in peace and harmony. Nigrodha and his herd were freed, and they returned to their peaceful life in the forest. The story of the loving deer spread far and wide, inspiring people to practice compassion, kindness, and selflessness in their own lives. Thus, the loving kindness of Nigrodha not only saved his herd but also brought about a change of heart in the king, leading to the protection of all animals in the kingdom. This story teaches us the power of metta, loving kindness, and how one act of selflessness can transform the lives of many. The story of Nigrodha illustrates that true leadership is rooted in compassion and selflessness. When we act with loving kindness, we not only bring peace and happiness to those around us but also inspire others to do the same. In a world often filled with conflict and fear, metta can be a guiding light, showing us the way to harmony and understanding.